What's up, guys? Welcome to College Football Dropouts. I'm Christian.
And I'm Aaron.
In today's episode, we will be talking about Virginia Tech's new head coach, James Franklin. This will be our third video in our first series, first year head coaches. Aaron, you want to take us away?
Yeah, this is probably the most interesting first year coach to me this cycle, besides Alex Golesh, since I'm an Auburn fan. But the way Penn State did James Franklin is so dirty.
Dirty.
James Franklin goes to Penn State after maybe the darkest scandal in all sports history, brings them to respectability, and he makes them a valid name again. And then it just ain't enough, so they get rid of him. Crazy.
They got greedy.
Oh, yeah.
They got greedy.
I will say it might work out for them. I think they got a good coach, but I think Virginia Tech got the best coach they could have possibly hired, like in a realistic world, because they weren't going to get a big name like Kiffin or something like that. But James Franklin in Virginia Tech just feels right. I think he's the only new or first year Power 4 coach that's taken a step down in competition. He's going from the Big Ten to the ACC. And he brought a lot of his players with him. So the main thing to me will be, he always had the knock on him of he can't win big games. So now that he's in a weaker conference and he's bringing some Big Ten talent with him, will that translate to winning these large games? Will he be able to dominate a little more easy than he did in the Big Ten? So I think Virginia Tech nailed it. I think Virginia Tech can be restored back to what it was, when we were growing up. Constant 10-win seasons. That's what he's doing at Penn State. So I think it's just a matter of time before Virginia Tech gets back to the playoff, or gets into the playoffs for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with how dirty Penn State did him. And don't get me wrong, Penn State is a well-known program. They've had success in the past. But like you said, coming off one of the darkest ages college football has probably seen with that dirty scandal.
Yeah.
What Franklin did there was great, in my opinion. Winner, recruiter. I just can't believe you can't be greedy with your coach's output when you're, when was Penn State's last national championship?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I don't know when the last time Penn State was good before James Franklin on top of my head. I never really kept up with him all that much. But still, did him dirty. He did great things for the school, great things for the program. I think they fumbled the bag with that. But one man's trash is another man's treasure. Like I said, I think this is probably the best hire that Virginia Tech could have gone out and gotten. With the step down with the competition, and him, struggling in the Big Ten to get over that hump with the big games, I think he will do great things. The ACC's ran by Miami, SMU, Clemson.
Louisville will probably be good this year.
Louisville's one of those teams I feel like they're good every 3 to 4 years or so. When that freshman class is now seniors, but they don't just jump off the radar. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where if he beats one of those 2, maybe 3 powerhouses, he could sneak into that ACC championship game and then could sneak into the playoff. And he's got big game experience. So it's not like if they do make the playoffs, the storyline's going to be, oh, what can Virginia Tech do? What can James Franklin do?
Yeah.
So, and then going back to him bringing the players, that does play a big key factor. But one thing I have noticed with stuff like that is players seem to play down to the competition.
Yeah.
They get 3 weeks into the season and they're like, oh, this is so much easier than what I'm used to. I can coast.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get punched in the mouth and you're like, whoa. But I've seen that numerous of times, with transfers. You have a guy come out of high school, 5-star, signs to Alabama, signs to Florida, wherever, doesn't work out at the school for whatever reason. Then they end up going to UCF or Jacksonville State, and they're above average there, but they're not what they could have been, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's when you lose games that you shouldn't lose.
It's a mental thing. Me playing, I didn't play in college, but playing in high school, got to throw a jab at Columbia High School here in Huntsville, Alabama. When we were playing them, even me, I was like, oh, get like 2-3 snaps into the game and realize, oh, we ain't playing Muscle Shoals this week. This is way easier. I'm gonna go out here and try some shit I ain't never done before, just to see what happens. But collegiate level, that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone was good enough to get there.
I'm a firm believer. Anyone who plays collegiate sports and anything, they were that guy at their high school at some point.
Yeah.
So you can't sleep on any of them. Look at Trinidad Chambliss. I mean, he was that guy at his high school, I'm sure. He probably just got overlooked for whatever reason. And now he's one of the biggest stars in college football. So can't sleep on anybody.
Oh, yeah. You want to jump into the schedule?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. All right, I'm going to just read it straight down. They play VMI, Old Dominion, at Maryland, at Boston College, Pittsburgh, at Cal, Georgia Tech, at Clemson, bye week, at SMU, Stanford, at Miami, and then they close with Virginia.
Okay. That Georgia Tech game.
They got a couple games on the schedule where they could really prove like they've arrived. I think if they can win at Clemson, it'll kind of feel like they're taking Clemson's spot at the table, kind of like what you were touching on earlier. Like if they could beat one of the big names, because I have a hard time seeing them winning at SMU or at Miami.
Yeah. You never know, though. Yeah, man, I think they just have to get 1 or 2 good wins, no matter how it comes, to really solidify their spot in college football in general, in my opinion. Because, if James Franklin goes to Virginia Tech and gets blown out by Clemson, gets blown out by SMU, gets blown out by Miami, people are going to be like, is this the same James Franklin? Was Penn State right? So this is where he's got to get over the hump with big games. And I think if he can prove that here at Virginia Tech, he could jump back up to a bigger school later on, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
This could be one of those things where he just takes a step down, regathers himself, looks back at his past. Okay, what have I done well? What have I struggled with? Why have I done this well? Why did I struggle with this? Fix it. Things could shift.
So. Yeah, absolutely. Something I found interesting about their schedule is there's so many teams on here that I have no idea if they'll be good or not. Like Pitt should probably be pretty decent, but like California's under a first-year coach. Georgia Tech lost so much, like so many players and their OC. At Clemson, you can never really count Dabo out, even though I don't think they'll probably do too much. And then Virginia, Virginia made the ACC championship last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of games here that I just don't know.
It's a big question mark for sure. Pitt's one of those teams I feel like they kind of fly under the radar because they're not dominant in their conference, but they're one of those teams where you really don't want to overlook them. I feel like most of the time when I see Pitt highlights, they've upsetted somebody that they weren't supposed to, or even if they didn't upset them, they scared the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And they get into one of those shootout games, and it's just whoever wants it more.
I think it's huge that they get Pitt at home instead of on the road.
What is that tradition they do? It's the walkout, isn't it? Like there's some song they walk out to at Virginia Tech. Sandman.
Yeah.
Dude, that's hard.
Yeah, that'll start to actually be cool again.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
to me, it's like you look at the first 5 games, VMI, Old Dominion, at Maryland, at Boston College, and Pitt. I mean, you could start 5-0, and I mean, everyone is probably bought into the hype at that point.
Yeah.
Especially if you go on to beat Cal, Georgia Tech, Clemson, and then you're undefeated going in to play SMU. That'd be like the first time there's been real deserved hype around Virginia Tech in so long. And then even said they lose to SMU, beat Stanford next week, and then they go to Miami. So it'd be a 9-1 Virginia Tech at Miami.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
That would be insane. Boy, that's the beauty of college football, in my opinion. No, there's not a season where you can put set in stone, this team's going to dominate every week. This team is untouchable. This team is going to be the national champion. You just can't do that. There's so many sleepers. I mean, James Franklin could surprise the entire country with how Virginia Tech plays this year.
Yeah, to me, Virginia Tech going 10-2 and potentially looking to get in the playoffs, like that ain't crazy to me.
No.
Now the schedule ain't too bad. James Franklin's a good coach. Weak conference.
If I'm James Franklin, I'm taking this season, I'm taking that firing as a slap in the face.
Yeah.
And this season, I am trying my absolute hardest to make Penn State regret what they chose to do.
I want to get to the playoffs, and I want to play Penn State in the first round.
Yeah, it's kind of like, your girlfriend leaves you for no reason and then pops up with another man. You want to pop out with something bad, to get your revenge. So,
yeah, I really wish Franklin the best.
Oh yeah, I truly believe he'll make his way back to the top.
Yeah,
I truly think he's. Excuse me. He is a solidified name in college football. Penn State made a mistake. Well, again, I'm Christian, and you're watching the College Football Dropouts.
I'm Aaron, and thank you for watching. Let us know what you think James Franklin will do at Virginia Tech, and let us know what other coaches you want to hear us talk about.
Thank you.
Thank you.